Well, thank you so much for taking the time to
Sure.
talk with Univision News. You're establishing the Office of New Americans, which you say it will help Chicago become the world's most immigrant-friendly city.
Correct.
What is the Office of New Americans?
Well, first of all, 1 out of 5 Chicagoans are new immigrants. Second is we are a city, historically, of new immigrants who've always helped the city, given rebirth to it, reborn it, give it a new direction, new energy. I'm the son and grandson of immigrants. But by 50% margin, new immigrants start small businesses in our city, more than people that live here already. So it's both the right value system as a welcoming, as well as a good economic tool. So when people from around the world, Asia, Central and Latin America, Europe, think about coming to America, I want them to see Chicago as the friendliest city. The office will be here in the mayor's office, and it will make sure everywhere from our libraries to our business permitting and licensing are directed and friendly in a way and friendly, user-friendly to new immigrants who come here.
You recently passed the DREAM Act, and can you tell us how this will help immigrants in the state and explain what the difference is between the state and the federal?
The DREAM Act at the federal level was started by Senator Durbin from Illinois. And we here in Illinois obviously can't deal with the military component of it, but we can deal with the educational component of the DREAM Act. And it's to make sure that the children of immigrants who have good standing have the access and the capacity to achieve a higher education. The political statement is that as other states are going a different way on immigration, we here in Illinois chose a different course. And my hope is both with the office I'm establishing today, with the state legislature passing the DREAM Act, we are clear here in Illinois. We see new immigrants as part of our community and part of our future.
Well, you came to this job after being chief of staff for President Obama, and one of his main campaign promises in 2008 was to get an immigration bill passed. And some opponents have often blamed you for the lack of progress in the issue at the federal level. Why has this bill not passed, and who is to blame?
The question is, what is achievable and what do we have to do to get something done? That's why I took my time to make a pledge about a new office here in the mayor's office, to push the legislature down in Springfield when they had hundreds of issues, to show a different direction on immigration by passing the Illinois DREAM Act. I think sitting around and trying to point fingers, even though I disagree with the accusations, is really not a constructive thing. My view is, how do we make progress? What do we got to do? And I showed in working with both the Speaker, the Senate President, as well as the Governor, within short order, within 3 weeks of being in the office, we passed a bill that's different than what Arizona's doing, different than what New Mexico's doing, or Florida's doing, or Georgia's doing, or Alabama's doing. We're going in a different direction. Now, can we become the model where now the national government and other states see Illinois as taking the right choice for its future?
And are you worried that the lack of that immigration bill is going to hurt the Democrats with Latino voters in 2012?
I don't think of it that way. I think that it's going to hurt America for its future. We have people serving in the military. We have people that want to go get a college education from Mexico, from China, from India, from Poland. There's obviously no doubt politics, and that's okay to think of it. I think most importantly, it's a mistake for our future as a country. And you see people who are immigrants coming to this country all the time, not only wanting to educate here, then want to stay, but because of our immigration laws, they have to leave. That's not a good thing for our future as a country. So that'd be the first way I analyze it.
During your mayor election in February, only 42% voted. Reports show that Latinos voted in fewer numbers. Why was the turnout so low, and what can you do to encourage Latinos to vote?
One of the questions that we have to all ask is, are we offering enough that get people excited about the debate? And they feel they have enough of a role in this. And municipal elections sometimes have high turnout, sometimes have low turnout. This was the first choice in a long time, real choice. And the real question going forward is not to look just to the past, is make sure that we're fulfilling the commitments I made in the campaign, which is one of the reasons I've opened this office of New Americans here in my office, is because I pledged to do this. Now I have to deliver on that, not just on that pledge, but make sure that we are the friendliest city as it relates to new immigrants. And I think that will, once you do that, that will improve people's desire to participate in the political process.
How do you think a city like Chicago would feel the effect if the federal government fails to raise the nation's debt ceiling?
I don't think that's really a way to look at it, because that's not an option. It's not a viable option to not fulfill your obligations. And this has happened in the past over hundreds of years. And this should not be the Congress that doesn't cooperate in trying to figure out a way to work it out. And I have all the confidence that they will work something out with the President of the United States, because the alternative is not an alternative.
When you were in the White House, you said that being the mayor of Chicago was your dream job. Mm-hmm. And Chicago is facing very tough challenges.
You've noticed.
Yeah. What do you like about your job, and has it met your expectations?
Well, I love this job. In fact, it's far better than I originally thought. These are great challenges. You know, when I used to vote for Congress, I'd come home and I would do work at a grocery store and I'd meet people. Nobody said, you know, how'd you vote? Why'd you do that? Mm-hmm. Here, you make a decision about recycling, about adding police on the street. Within minutes, people are telling you, that was a good decision, that was a bad decision, why'd you do this? If you love public policy, you are going to get no closer to your public than being a mayor and delivering on services. And the challenges that I have, fiscal, academic, educational, public safety, quality of life, where else can you make decisions that immediately affect the place that you live in such an intimate, close way? Now, I think Chicago has one of the greatest futures ahead of it. It has great people with a passion for their city. And I love the fact that you can make decisions, shape that future, and have an honest conversation with the people that are going to be impacted by it.
You've held a number of high-profile jobs in national politics. Do you have any desire to return to work in Washington?
No, I love this job. And I love being mayor. And I cannot think of greater use of my intellectual and physical resources than to apply it to a city that I think is the greatest city in America.
And so you think that you want to be a mayor of Chicago for the rest of your politically?
You could say I know. Okay? Conclusion. I love this job. I don't want to do anything else.